Welcome to the Outside the Business Boxes podcast, where we're talking about how to ignite your business with systems, mindset upgrades, pivoting for the future, and of course, marketing. I am your host, Chad Murray. Let's do this. Hey, everybody. This is Chad Murray, your host of The Most is here. Today's going to be a fun episode. I haven't titled this yet, but I think I'm going to title it. And as you saw and clicked on this is called the dumb episode. I'm going to stick with the dumb episode. Why? Because I'm going to go over the dumb things business owners do and keep doing. It's just something that you're going to, something on this list. There's 20 things on my list here that I guarantee you do that's dumb. And you know it's dumb, and you don't fix it. And that's right there. The dumbest thing to do is you're being dumb, and you're not fixing the dumbness that you're doing to be dumb. How many times can I say dumb? And so we all do it. I mean, I'll give you my own example of dumb. So I had a really good marketing ad I put out last year. And it brought in a bunch of tire kickers, but it was a good ad. So I knew I needed to fix just the bold writing at the bottom that plays throughout. The whole thing's playing, but you see, the heading and the footer title of a video that you do when you're on Facebook or something. And so before it used to say free estimate, we can schedule this week or something like that. Well, we had a bunch of tire kickers, and what we were advertising was fireplace remodels. And so fireplace remodels start at $5K. And now that is the dumbest, cheapest, easiest one for $5K. A $5K is very, very a quick one, but it could be done. And so we could do them for $5K, but generally they're $15,000 jobs and maybe even $20,000, $25,000 jobs if they go with or an animal with stonework and stuff. But anyway, I knew the ad was good. I knew I needed to do something. And I knew what I was going to do was change the footer that says start free estimates, fireplace remodel starting at $5,000 and up. Well, the dumb thing I kept doing is I kept procrastinating and not doing it. It took me literally 5 minutes to click into the video, edit the footer, download it, and then literally just go make an ad out of it on Facebook. I mean, though the Facebook ad took a little longer, but still doing it probably took me a whole whopping 30 minutes. And I procrastinated for 3 months to do it. And now, oh golly, we put it out a week ago. We probably closed 6 or 7 fireplace remodels, and we've gotten maybe 20 estimates out of it so far. It's still running. So anyway, dumb. It's just stupid. I was just being dumb. So let's start on my list. The dumb things business owners do and keep doing. Hire based on desperation, no qualifications. They just need a body. Yeah, you just need a warm body and a cold attitude and 0 results. That's what you're about to get. So people literally sometimes you don't learn how to have a hiring system. And when you don't learn how to have a hiring system, you literally just hire anybody off the street. And what do you get? You get bad employees. You're not growing your company. You get drama. You get no-shows. You get bad work. You just get everything, So desperation is never good in a business. And so you want to make sure that you find somebody who's qualified. And I'll give you a perfect example. So we actually parted ways with our number one salesman from last year. The last 4 months, he started blanking and wasn't doing very well, and he got into his head. He was getting lazy, just whatever. It wasn't drama or nothing, but his numbers weren't there. And so we brought in a new guy with better qualifications that comes from a home remodeling system, a sales, knows high ticket, rejuvenated the entire sales force. I mean, we're looking to possibly turn over the entire sales force. We don't have to. These guys saw this new blood coming in, saw him, started acting like him. Everybody's on a high, and yeah, we're over $400,000 for 3 months. I mean, 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks. No, not even 3 weeks. We're at over 4K. I mean, we're hopefully to hit 450 to 500K in sales. In April, which, by the way, last year we did 203. So we've already 2x'd our deal because of a dumb ad that I should have done and brought in some new blood that was good. So I didn't hire desperation, I hired qualification. All right. Number two, keeping toxic. God, I talk about this all the time. Keeping toxic or underperforming employees way too long. Blood sucking vampire employees. Then you never excuse me, you never enjoy your full-time job and burnout, and I mean, excuse me, the loyalty isn't stupidity, it's fire faster. You really need to fire faster, and people are hard to do that because a lot of times you've had these employees possibly for a long time and you probably feel like you owe them, or you don't have a good training system, which is coming up another dumb thing or later. um, and it's painful to get rid of people that are toxic, even though it's super more painful to keep them. Yet you don't realize what it would be like once you do it. So every person that I've ever fired, literally half the company, if not the entire company, the day it happened later, thanked somebody or the management. Thank God that guy's gone now. And that's just what it's about. So, I mean, uh, keeping them too long, it's dumb. Stop it. It's not easier to keep them and try to mold. That's another thing, and I don't remember if it's on my list. So I got to go down my list here, but is you cannot change people. This is one of the biggest things. I actually had a coaching session with a client this week, and he's asking me if he could train this other manager whose disc was a DI and a very low S. With S is where you help people. D is dominant, I is fun and influential. S is where you actually assist and help people. Well, this guy had a very similar um, disc score to me, except for I have a higher S. I mean, my S is up to the 50% mark, which is adequate. His S was like 10%, which means he likes to bark and order but never help, and that's not a good management. And so you want to make sure that when you are, having the right employees, they can do that. So anyway, off tangent. Let's go to number three. And I went down my list a little on accident, kind of read this. Refuse to delegate. No one can do it like me. Then enjoy your full-time job and burnout. I wrote that down. And so, because that's what's going to happen. I mean, if you don't start hiring to delegate, if you don't start delegating, you are just literally, you bought a job, yeah, or you started a job, you didn't know it. The only difference is you don't have anyone to bitch to or boss and get to fire yourself. That's the only difference. You just bought a shitty job. And I'm sorry, that's just dumb. That's stupid. You need to learn to how to delegate. You need to hire to be able to delegate if you don't have anybody. And delegation often is just literally write out everybody's job description. Figure out what they're doing. Have them write out a job description for themselves to see, and then match up what you write and what they write and go, holy shit, I thought you did this. Why aren't you doing that? And they're like, well, I'm doing all this. And all of a sudden you find out, well, golly, let's move half of this stuff out of their column and let's have you do this. And now you can delegate some more things to them that maybe you need to be done, because you can take away some good stuff from you for sure and take away stuff from them and delegate to somebody else. The whole system starts going. You start seeing what everybody's doing. So definitely start delegating. I mean, it's really stupid to not delegate. I mean, when you start learning that you're building a career, you're going to have to delegate because you can't do it alone. Okay. Confuse busyness with productivity. This is a huge one. And I'll tell you a story about this one too. Running in circles does not equal building a business. And so here's the thing. So a lot of times I will, when I go start working with someone to coach them, we'll look at their schedule. And the schedule is busy. But guess what? It's not productive and they're not making money. Yet they look at the schedule and it's like, well, golly, I must be making a lot of money, and they go to the bank account, they're not. And then they're spinning their head on why am I not making any money? Well, it's easy because you're not scheduling for profits. You're not scheduling your productivity isn't right. You got to learn how to schedule for profits. And and this isn't actually it's a dumb thing, but it's a learned thing. You have to learn to schedule money. People realize you don't understand. The calendar will fill up with dumb things. This is why I put it in here. You're not dumb because you have to learn this. There are a lot of dumb things that don't make you money that are put on your calendar. A lot of dumb things that are put on your technician's calendar that's not making money. You got to put stuff on there that makes money, and you got to keep the money things moving. And the dumb stuff can be delegated to someone else, taken off, not done. I mean, who knows? Whatever some of this dumb stuff is, you may have people doing. I mean, like if you have your best sales guy, your best guy out there that can make you their money, you have him going to do a service call. Why? You want him in front of new clients to sell, not to go look at someone's, maybe go have him go look at an HR thing, or not HR, something wrong thing. And so it's like, why are you having him go do that? He needs to be in front of people, the selling. So you got to make sure your productivity is there. Busyness does not equal productivity. All right. Sorry, my throat does not hurt. I just seem to have a little bit. I'm gonna take a drink here. Kind of the old hear that. Rush Limbaugh used to shake the paper. You can hear the paper all the time. Anyway, okay. Number 5. Avoid financials like it's a horror movie. Not knowing your numbers because you're just not running a business. You're gambling. You use it as an excuse like, I don't know my numbers, and you bitch about it, you whine about it. You never, ever try to know them. That's the one thing that's before you find a coach like me that I will help you figure it out. The problem is you never even tried. And so if you don't even try, you're just going to keep guessing, and you're running a business that actually is by chance. And that's where I wrote down you're gambling. I mean, you're gambling because you don't know. And I'll tell you, when you're avoiding your financials, it's really funny. You just wait till if you even have a bookkeeper or an accountant tell you how much money you made. That is, and I'm sorry, I am going to swear right now. If your kids are in the car, put the earmuffs on them. It's the fucking stupidest thing you could do. Seriously. You need to know your numbers. And there's 4 numbers you should know. Okay. You need to know your sales. Every week, you should know your sales. Ongoing. Every day, you should know what your sales are for the week. You should know what your production is for the week. Okay? You should know where your prices are at all times. And you should also know if you're profiting or losing money. You need to know what your nut is. Like, what do I need to make every week so that you can have production scheduled to make more money than what your break-even point is. So you need to know what your estimated bills are every week. They change per season, but you should know in the first quarter your bills are typically, let's say, $25K a week. So you better be scheduling $40,000 if you can, or how much production can you schedule to do that? So, yeah. So that's what you have to do to find that number out. But those are the 4 numbers you got to know. And so, I mean, know your sales, know your production, know your bills, and know your pricing. And so that, it's just one of those things that everyone always, like, they make it seem like it's so hard. It's not. Just literally go into your CRM and count up how much money you're making this week for installs or inspections or service calls or whatever, and then as the sales come in this week, because they may not be scheduled for a week or 2 later, know what your sales are, right? And then obviously you got to know how much does it cost to be in business every week so you can schedule more. And then your pricing is an ongoing thing, especially with tariffs and whatever else. Prices change all the time, right? So we want to make sure that that's there. So, like, for instance, right here on my app, we have a company app called Connect Team, and we literally just had a sale. And everybody on Connect Team is congratulating the salesman. So culture, we have that. So, all right, let's move on. Number 6, reinventing the wheel instead of creating systems. Doing everything your way every time guarantees that you always find you always be in the middle of it, which means you're always got a hand in everything you do, right? So, I mean, doing everything your way, you have to let the smart people you hire, like we talked about up earlier, do their job and let them run with some stuff that they are good at and know how to do. You build the system. You let them make the system their own, and then you manage the system. That's, don't reinvent the wheel. I mean, literally let them take what you learn or you give them in the system, work the system, but let them make it their own. Okay. Number 7, dumb things. Make emotional decisions instead of data driven ones. Kind of like knowing your numbers. I feel like it's working. Great. Let's base payroll on feelings too. And so that's not what you want to do, right? I mean, I often get asked when I first start working with someone, should I hire someone? And I'm like, well, I don't know. What are your sales? What's your customer acquisition? What is your average cost right now to acquire a lead to be able to get more people? What are you charging in or what are you spending in marketing? How many, what's your closing ratio? All these things. Should I fire somebody? Maybe they're a good employee, but should I terminate them or move their position from sales into something else because they're not hitting the numbers? So this is where you take the emotion out of decisions. Like I can look at somebody, I'm coaching them, and we know the numbers. And they tell me, well, he's not hitting his numbers. Okay, let's look at it. And then it's like, okay, it doesn't matter what you feel. Do you need to do, like, for me, I was very happy, and we were about to terminate our number one sales guy about 2 months ago, and he ended up leaving. This is crazy. He ended up donning his resignation the day before we were about to let him go, which saved me if he ever wanted to get unemployment, which is great. He quit, but I started laughing. He just texted me and left his truck keys out of the deal at the shop, and I literally called up my general manager. I forwarded him the text, and I called him up. I said, the truck's outside, the keys are there. It's hilarious. You no longer have to write him a check. He can just wait till payroll, because if you quit, you got to write him a check. Or I mean, excuse me, if you fire him, you got to give them their money right there. But if they quit, they can wait. They have to wait till payroll to get paid. So he was in the middle of working on figuring out his last paycheck, and when that happened, which was awesome. So anyway, yeah. So all these emotional decisions go away when you have numbers behind it. So, all right. Number 8, refuse to train their team properly. They should just know what to do. It's not just a leadership strategy. You have to know osmosis and just follow me and watch what I do is not a training process. It is not. And you have to take days off for training. I mean, you have to figure out making everybody, keeping them sharp. You have to, that time training will make you more money than the time off of you letting do it. And so that is, we have 2 sales meetings a week, seriously. And we have 2 big meetings of 2-day trainings every year. I need to actually have more, but that's what we have, and that's what we do. So anyway, okay. Number 9, spend more time in the field than on the business. You're the CEO, not the tech of the month. It's so hard. I mean, it's so hard to watch guys that just cannot get out of the field. They cannot get in their own way. And so it drives me nuts. You're never gonna expand. You're never gonna do it. You're never gonna get there, and that's just what it takes. I mean, I've literally had clients that have come out of the field, got sucked back in. They weren't hiring correctly. They gave up. They try to give everybody else. They admit that they just literally admit that they're not good at stuff, and then they don't try, and they falter on this stuff. And you're talking to a guy here who has this is me. I have massive dyslexia, and I'm very ADHD, whatever you want to call it. Like I'm a squirrel. Shiny things, boom, boom. I've learned over time running a business to not be as much, but that's me. But you really, really, you got to be in the office to run a business. I mean, if you're only one truck operation, you're correct. But when you start getting that second truck, you got to have a plan to get out of the field. You got to replace you because you're gonna be at 5 trucks faster when you come off the field than if you keep staying out of the field. Because now you're not really managing the other guy, and who's gonna manage that third truck? Who's gonna manage that fourth truck? Who's gonna now? Also, you need more call center people. Now you got to spend more money on marketing. Now you got to go do more meetings. Yet, what are you doing? You're in this cycle of running the business from a truck, which you cannot scale at all that way. If it's been done, it was very rare, and you certainly in 2025 is a dumb thing to do. Get out of the truck. Get someone in your thing, and believe me, they're not going to be as good as you. Accept that right now. They are not. Now, you go up to the top where number 2 was. Remember I said, find someone better, find someone like that. I mean, literally, if you go find someone based on qualifications. That was actually number 1, not number 2. On qualification, go find a better salesman than you. Well, then you just have to train how to do the job, not train them how to sell. Then they're gonna be better than you. I've done that, and it works. It actually brings life into the whole business. It's awesome. Okay, 10. You're never raising prices even when costs go up. I mean, inflation's real. Stop being scared of charging what you're worth. Literally, charging what you're worth. I had that talk with a client this week as well, and trying to get him. He's in a rural. He's not in a big city. He's in more of a rural town, and he's in his own head when it comes to pricing. And he's charging $125 for a service call, and I'm like, why? If you're gonna charge, great, but why would you? And then when you go back, he wasn't barely charging anything to go back. I'm like, why wouldn't you charge $400 to go on a service call, or charge for an inspection? And he has all these certifications. Why would you not use your value and charge $400 or at least $300? I mean, more than 125. Blah blah blah. You got to know your value, and you got to charge for it. And so, I mean, I'm not going to harp too much on this because this one is one thing that everybody struggles with because you got to find that point. But I'll tell you right now, if you're charging, well, I'm going to say $150 for something, make it 200, and then say in 2 months I'm going to make it 250, and watch your shit go up, and watch it work out, and watch it do very well, and watch how you start making more money just by strategically raising some prices. So do it. Okay, number 11. Run their businesses off of hope and gut instinct. Hope is not a business model, and neither is vibes. What do I mean by here? Run the business off of hope and gut. Well, you're just literally stagnant and just letting the business be as it is, and you're not working on the business. Now, there are ebb and flows of the business where when you get busy, you got to work the business, right? That there's times when you're in your season and it's time to just run the business. I mean, but you keep just running the business, you're never going to scale the business. And scaling doesn't necessarily mean you have to grow the business ungodly to 10, 15, 25, 30 million. That's not what it is. It's innovating. Innovation is scaling. You may always stay at where you're at, but I will promise you, when you start innovating and you start literally like running the business by an active like task to do something new, to change something, you're going to find that your business starts making more money. I can tell you, every person that's came to work for me that was a good operator that would actually do the tasks that were given to them, I promise you, every single one of those guys has doubled or tripled their business. And the people that didn't got in their own way and get stuck, which is the next thing. 12, get stuck in DIY mode forever. At some point, you're going to need to hire professionals, an accountant, a marketing, legal, or you're just going to stay broke. At some point, you need to up your game, take what you say risk, and what I used to call, and I'm bringing it back in my coaching, is go get yourself in trouble. You got to go get yourself in trouble. You can't be scared of stuff. And stop DIYing everything. Like, stop doing your own marketing. Stop doing your own graphic design. Stop just all this bullshit. Work the business. Be the business. and hire the right people that are good at what they do, because it will make you more money. Okay. 13. What am I at? 25 minutes now? Okay. 13. Here we go. Treat marketing like it's like a slot machine. $200 Facebook ad with no funnel or strategy. Genius. Or you try to make more money and try to get more leads, and you never spend more money on marketing. Or even worse, you're content with the shitty marketing company you have. I said it. If your marketing company isn't getting you leads, and they're not, or they're not working on your business where you can see that things are happening over a certain amount of time. Like, I'm not talking about you hired someone 3 or 4 months ago. You got to give them time. They need a year to work on your business. Really, marketing companies do. But within 4 or 5 months, you start seeing some things happen. Like I own a marketing company, and I've got a dear client of mine. I actually coach them as well, and we got them number one. The problem is they're outside of DC, and it's a small market. So with the small market, they're not getting a lot of calls, but they're number one. So I suggested we need to open another place. We need to get another place in a more populated, dense place, or populated density of human beings, homeowners, so that we can get more business. And so they're working on that. But you can't be dumb and just accept it. You have to know, what your marketing is, and you have to spend money on marketing. So, and you got to do it strategically. And a lot of times you have to learn by wasting money to get there. That's the thing that sucks about marketing. You got to find out what works for you. Like, okay, so I'll give you an example. We could not get our Facebook for the 20, I mean, it is 28 years. For 27 years, or as long as Facebook's been around, I could not get my Facebook marketing right. I just could not. My coaching marketing is good. My marketing for my marketing company is good. My service company for the chimney business, master services, I could not get an ad to hit that would bring in consistent leads. So last year, at this time of year, it was in April, I started to play with making ads and playing with putting them out. And by May, I hit on an ad that now, as I just looked this morning, we're at nearly 800 leads from that ad. 800. We've closed about 40% of those leads. Wow. That's a big deal. And by the way, we had a great summer last year. We had a shitty fall, but we had a great summer. We don't normally have good summers, and we don't normally have bad falls. So a lot of mistakes that were made, we learned from it. But I made sure I wasn't treating marketing just like, a slot machine. Okay. 14. Avoid conflict instead of leading through it. So what does that mean? Weak leadership leads to chaos, not culture. Okay. No chaos. You want culture driving the business, and people are afraid to say no. People are afraid to tell their employees the truth. And the truth is, sometimes your employees are not doing what they need to be doing, and you're afraid to call them out on it. Well, stop it. You own the business. It's your life. Why would you not correct it? Sometimes you got to go through a lot of pain to get to the other side, and this is one of those things. Avoiding conflict is not a very good business owner trait. It's dumb not to. You have to learn, and you can learn how to creatively handle them without being, quotes, dick, end quotes. You don't have to be a DICK. You just don't. So, boom. By the way, I have to check here real quick. I have a nasty bad habit of checking my sales, and we just hit 105K on Thursday. So, woohoo for the week. So, very nice. We were stagnant. We sold nothing yesterday. We had a great Monday and Tuesday, and we sold nothing. $775 contractor job yesterday, and now today we're at $24,000 in sales. Woohoo! Boom, baby, boom, baby, boom. So let's get back. Now, actually, let me tell you something. That's dumb of me. What's dumb of me? Let me tell you what's dumb of me. I watch this like a slot machine, and it creates anxiety and stuff. You should not know your numbers as well as I know my numbers. You should be a business owner And if you're in, so let me take that back. If you're running the business, you should be like me, cha-ching, watching the numbers all the time. I don't work there. I need to trust everybody, watch it, but I'm telling you, it is such a high to watch us do these kind of numbers in April. April. We actually, with that sale, I think that put us over 400K for the month. And we still got what? Uh 6 days left of this month to sell. So it's possible we get to 500K, which is awesome. All right, let's move on. No more dumb talk about Chad's numbers. All right, number 15, the blame game. You blame the economy, the employees, the competitors, everybody but yourself. Accountability is the first step to growth. So it's your fault. It's your fault you still have that bad apple blood sucking vampire. It's your fault you don't know your numbers. It's your fault you're not spending enough on marketing. It's your fault you have a shitty marketing company. It's your fault that uh, you run the business off of hope and gut instincts. It's your fault that your prices aren't right. It's your fault that you're in the field. It's your all this stuff. It's your fault. It's your fault. Take it, grab it by the balls and own it and correct it. Stop being, and I'm not calling you dumb, really. We all do dumb things. And this is the one thing you got to stop being dumb on. So, take the accountability. Stop blaming everybody else for all your shit. It's your fault. So when you know that, take action. Action Jackson, brother boy. Let's do it, brother girl. And so make sure that you get out there and you stop blaming everybody. You take accountability. And when you do that, what's going to happen? Everyone's going to see you do it. You're going to become a team because you're going to say, it's my fault, everybody. And everybody's like, no, it's not. And you're going to be like, yes, it is. And they're like, no, it's our fault too. And then everybody comes in together. And next thing you know, you're fixing all your problems and everybody's getting involved. Everybody's brains in the game. And boom, you did a shitty $800,000 last year. Now you're doing 1.8. Boom. Can happen overnight. Can literally happen overnight. You can literally, if you're under $1 million, you can do another $1 million the next year. Not 2 years, not 3 years, next year. I know because I've helped many people do it. All right. 16. This is a big one. And I was so guilty with this one until last year. Take 0 time off, then wonder why everyone and you are miserable. You're not hustling, you're melting. Literally, you need your brain to go away from your business because you're going to actually start getting clarity from your business. You're going to give the mind a rest. And when you do that, you know what happens when you go on vacation? You prepare the business for you to be gone. So you work so much better and harder on your business. You know what happens when you get back? You start fixing maybe the things that went bad happened, or even better, you find out the business ran just fine without you. Sometimes better. Take some time off. You need it. So me, last year, golly, I went to Puerto Rico. I went to Mexico. I went to Italy. I went to Florida. And I went to Chicago for a training, but it has a lot of fun there too. Actually, last year, I went to Chicago once this year. So I thought twice. I went only once last year. But anyway, time off, baby. Had a great time. And then, matter of fact, I'm going back to Florida and I'm going back to Italy. And I don't think I've even taken a vacation this year. So Florida, Italy, and I think my wife's going to Florida twice. They have a volleyball game. But anyway, take some time off. You got it. You need it. Okay. Number 17. This is something that's okay. It's going to sound like I'm self-promoting, but this is so true. You don't invest in coaching, education, and mentorship, but you'll go drop 80K on a new truck that you either can or can't afford. Maybe you don't even need. Listening to podcasts like you're listening to this one, doing all this other stuff, literally all this stuff, and you this is the stuff that you start learning from to do. Coaching helps you stay accountable. Education helps you advance your stuff. And mentorship is people that just want to help just because they're around So generally, coaching's an ongoing thing. Education can be whenever you can do it, and mentorship is generally someone you can call up and just they'll pat you on the back and give you some wisdom. You need all of them. I mean, otherwise, stay where you're at. Keep buying the $80,000 trucks, and and then you're gonna one day. This is what's gonna happen. You're literally gonna be sitting there with $1 million business that nobody wants to buy because you're a service company and your $1 million business ain't worth shit. That's the problem. This is why you invest in coaching, why you want to scale your business, and you want to get your EBITDA, which this is not about this all, but get your EBITDA up as high as you can. Because a service business, if you don't have contracts, which you probably don't, in subscriptions, you don't own anything. You own literally, and if you're not running, and if you're running the company, and the company can't run without you, you literally can maybe sell for half of what your EBITDA is. Maybe you'll get 1 point. Probably not. But if you're running even a $3 million company, your EBITDA, let's just say, is $700,000, and you're not running the company, you've stepped out of it. You're still there, but not in it, right? Someone else's. You have an operations manager, you have a general manager, and they're running it. And your EBITDA is 700. You're gonna get 3x for that sucker. You're gonna sell it for $2.1 million. Which, hey, when you're 61, 60 years old or 65, $2 million isn't a bad gig. It's not too bad to sell a business, So that's what would happen. And if you have a manufacturing part of it, like if you're a chimney company and you make chimney caps, you literally that EBITDA goes up to almost 5 to 10x. So if you put a portion of the business at, let's say you're making your chimney caps, and chimney caps is a big part of your business, you literally think about this. Take the revenue of that $3 million you have, and let's put a 1 million on that. You can 5x it, let's just say, and you can 3x the 2 million and 5x the 3 million. Now you sell your business for 8 million. That's how this shit works. So anyway, go find people that have done it. Find someone who sold their business. Find someone who has built a business. Find someone who just knows how to get a business running. I kind of know one of those guys. You're listening to him. So anyway, okay, let's go to 18. Okay, this is ignoring reputation management and online reviews. In 2025, your Google rating is your storefront. Come on, guys. I mean, I literally just had a lady drive like one of my technicians came to a stop sign. He had the right of way. She didn't feel he did. Followed his ass to his job, threw a water bottle at him, flipped him off and cursed him off, and went on Google and wrote us a bad review yesterday. Well, I rebutted it. I mean, and I wrote that sucker 5 times, and I went to more of a, the kind of review you should write, a rebuttal. But I wrote it 4 times because I was pissed off. Finally, in my 5th one, I came out and got my head right. But you got to answer them. Answering bad reviews is good, man. It tells people who you are, and then clearly answering the good ones. And here's a marketing tip: if you can get the client to do the review in front of you, have them do your main keyword with the city you're in, like Dallas chimney sweep, and then you rebut it, or when you respond to it, say Dallas chimney sweep. That helps your marketing so much. It's so funny. And so anyway, yeah. Okay, so number 19, we're coming down to the end here. Number 19, chase every shiny object instead of building depth. Let's start a new service while the core business is burning down. Yep, I am guilty of that at times. As a matter of fact, my general manager yelled at me a month ago. We started to do bathroom remodels and kitchen remodels on top of the painting part of our chimney business we have, and I stopped it. Why? Because it was a shiny object. It's not really our gig, and we concentrated more on chimneys, and boom, like I just told you, we're at 105K for the week. So yeah, I mean, we are having the best month of April ever. It's almost like fall, which is awesome for us. Okay, so yeah, I mean, shiny objects. You know what the best shiny object is? Your business that you currently have. Make it better. Get more involved strategically as the business owner. And so that doesn't mean you have to be there 100 hours a week either. strategically get involved better. If you're already out of the business, or you're getting out of the business, or you're still in the business, make sure you're not in a truck, you're out in the office, but you're concentrating on the tasks at hand to make you money and making them better. No shiny objects. Okay, 20, last but not least, say we've always done it this way, like it's a badge of honor. And of course, that is not the case. So hold on, Madeline, I'll call you right back. So that was my daughter calling. I tried to answer and mute her because I'm finishing the podcast. But here we go. Stuff happens. This is not live, but I would cut that out. But you know what? I think it's cool to listen to people be real on podcasts. So anyway, we've always done it this way. Guess what? Always done it this way is the road to nowhere. Nobody does it the same way. Look, even McDonald's has changed a lot of their stuff. They've had added more stuff, more stuff, more stuff. They still have the Big Mac and they still have their fries, but they've added more stuff. So always doing it this way is not a badge of honor. It's dumb. That's the code for we're stuck and we're proud of it. That's something I wrote. And so, yeah. So guys, let's not be dumb. Let's take the 20 dumb things I just said that we all have done, could be doing, are doing, stop doing, and let's not do them anymore. Let's not be dumb. Okay. This is Chad Murray. I'm a business coach. I'm going to do a little plug here. I'm really taking on some new clients. I love the energetic. I guarantee if you come work with me in 60 days to 90 days, we'll get your business on a path to doubling its sales for sure. We may not have it done in 60 days, but the path is set. You will be on the way to doing it. And a lot of times, I will double your sales in 60 days. But I guarantee you, we're on that path of doing it. So if you want to, in the description of this podcast, you'll find where to find me. You can call me or you can go to Calendly and make an appointment with me. I would love to have you as a new client. And let's start building your business and stop doing dumb things. All right, guys, have a great week.